Hey Sagittarius, this is your general tarot reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Ascendant or Rising sign for the month of September. Sagittarius, this is a real month where you are going to work your magic. And I think in some of that work and that magic, you're going to see a really nice reward. Why? Well, this is a month, this is Virgo season where there's a huge amount of focus on your 10th house. We enter the month with the Sun, with Mercury, Venus and Mars in the 10th house. Is the first card upside? You're saying, what's going on here? Well, this is a Saturn card, and the other good news is Saturn is going direct this month in your 2nd house of money. And I think that's where we're going with this. The 10th house is a lot to do with hard work, taking on responsibilities, opening yourself up to maybe new opportunities within your career, but really having to put a bit of work into something, really taking on a big responsibility to do something and give it 100%. And I think it pays off, and maybe for some of you even financially, with Saturn going direct this month in the 2nd house of money. So this is good news for you, Sagittarius. What can it mean? Well, we know that Uranus went retrograde last month and he threw a bit of stuff into chaos. There were things that you had to take responsibility for, perhaps in your life in general, with your home life, your family life, your work life, friends, lots of things maybe that you had to go back and reorganize and maybe try to think of newer ways to get something done. It's almost like it's down to me to come up with newer ideas or better ideas on how to find a new career, how to be a responsible adult, how to be a responsible parent, maybe how to take charge of some situation. I've got to come up with something new. And that's where the magic comes in. I think this month you put your mind to that. You say, the buck stops with me. I'm taking the reins here. I'm taking control. I'm going to put everything into it, give it 100%. And that's where the chaos gets resolved. You kind of put a little bit more order into things, you know. And because of that, it seems you win. So that's really nice. Let me get some more cards going on here as I tell you what else is going on. So, good news, good financial news to do with your work too. It could be a real moment where you could see money coming in for some hard work that you've put into something. Or maybe if you were trying to organize something that was all out of control financially, maybe your household bills or even some situation within family or your home. It's like, I have to go back and rethink this, reorganize it, and put some new fresh ideas into it. And when you do that, it gets organized, money comes in, you get paid for something that you've given 100% to. So that's really nice. Or it pays off. It pays off. You see, with the full moon this month in Pisces, in your 4th house, a lot of this could be to do with either a home business, finally seeing some payoff come from a home business because you had to go back and completely rethink it and upgrade it, really radically shift it in some way so it's more streamlined, it's better organized. That's for some of you with a home business. But for other things, it could be organizing some chaos that's happening in your home, like having to go in and maybe spend a few coin on, I don't know, changing up your home in some way because you want something to be more solid, more enduring. It's not okay anymore that something is kind of held together with string and twine or sticky tape. I have to spend a few coin on something that's long lasting, good quality. It's going to last the test of time. It's enduring. I've got to spend a few coin on that, maybe at home. And you'll find a way to do that. You'll find a new idea maybe that comes to your mind on how to spend your money very wisely maybe this month on something, some project, something that you're responsible for, but also maybe something within the home or also something within the family. How do I be really responsible here and spend this money wisely, practically, in a very good way, but that I get the most out of it, that I get the most out of my book here, you know. So you're on it. You're really on it, Sagittarius. You're in control. You're making good decisions. And the decisions you're making seem to have a good, long-lasting effect. And I feel for some of you, it's like, well, I've taken control of this situation. It's organized. It's done. And the payoff will be that I don't have to worry about that anymore. And maybe for some of you, the payoff will be that it will pay me back. Somehow, something, if it's managed well, it will pay me back. Now, I know for some of you with the North Node in Cancer in the 8th house, that a lot of you are really interested in now getting a little nest egg together and getting a little side business together. Something that goes alongside maybe the work that you're already doing. And you're saying, okay, maybe I don't make a huge amount of money from my main work right now, or maybe I can't make any great big moves there right now, but I can certainly take a skill or a talent or my knowledge on something or a hobby and maybe open a side business where it's all about making the coin. It's all because you're quite generous, Sagittarius, and you're quite good to people. In the line of work maybe that you're doing, you could be quite generous. You might not charge top dollar. You might kind of make allowances for certain people maybe. And you don't perhaps make huge demands, you know, but maybe on a side business, a little bit of investment, a little bit of a side hustle, maybe that can be all about making money, all about making even success for yourself, but something that will always be a backup plan, a plan B. So you're very active this month, I have to say, Sagittarius. And the trick here this month, my love, you are going to be busy. You are going to be responsible for a lot of things. You are going to be putting your best foot forward with interviews, with getting out there and maybe presenting something, with getting your ideas across, convincing people. You're going to be out there, pushing something out there and busy. Don't forget to have some downtime too, because we've the full moon in Pisces on September 14th in the 4th house, where I feel for some of you, it's like, relax, spend a bit of time on your own, spend a bit of time doing the things you love, spend a bit of time maybe with family, or even spend a bit of time away from family. I don't know, whatever it is, that there's this feeling of, I need to spend a bit of time on my own, eating good food, reading my good books, kind of watching good movies, chilling out, maybe a glass of something nice. I need to indulge. I need to rest. I need to relax because it has been quite stressful. So if you can kind of balance that too, you know, don't be all work, and all responsibility and all pushing things forward and all I must try. You've also got to know how to relax and rest, as some cards came out there. I'll take them. Yeah, there is some success coming your way. I can see that. Yeah, and moving slowly and steadily with something. Yeah, another card coming out there. Very nice. Let's get a few more going on. So don't forget to rest and relax. Now, just double back on that again with family. For me, I feel the full moon in Pisces is going to put something to an end, maybe perhaps some worries about a family issue, some worries about a home issue. It's like you're taking control of something. You'll do the work. Maybe you'll be doing a lot of running around after family this month, maybe in the first 2 weeks. But in the second 2 weeks, it's like, and now I can just chill, relax, and enjoy the fruits of the hard work, the fruits of the labor, and maybe just start kind of being more positive about my future, as this card came out, which is all about positivity. There's a real switch here. I feel some of you are really transforming something in your life, something that was erratic, something that was out of control, something that was a little bit chaotic. And I think you step forward this month and take charge of something. Be it in your work life or your family life or somewhere, maybe even within your health. And it's like, or finances, I'm taking care of this once and for all. And once it's done, once I come in and handle it like a pro and work my magic, then I can relax and dream more, be more optimistic about my future without something hanging over me all the time. Yeah, without something hanging over me all the time. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's get a few more cards going on here. Now, around the time of the full moon in Pisces, Mercury and Venus decide to move into Libra, and Venus is very happy in Libra. She rules Libra, and that's in your 11th house, to do with friends. So I think say from around the 14th onwards, there could be a lot of time focused on hanging out with your friends, being with groups of people, maybe even starting with a new team in work. Some of you going back to study, going back to school. Maybe some of you are teachers going back to teach. But it's like there's a whole new group, there's a whole new vibe with a whole new bunch of people that you can get re-energized with again. It's a feeling of other groups of people, teams in work, maybe even on social media, something that you could be studying or enjoying on social media. There's a feeling of, this makes me feel like I'm going places, this makes me feel like I'm inspired, this makes me feel good. So hanging out with your friends and doing something with a very positive group of people who have a very healthy and progressive mindset, they seem to feed you. They seem to give you more of what you need. They seem to give you that inspiration to push forward with something really positive in your life. Yeah, I like that. The lovers, the lovers, the lovers, followed by the sun. Is there love in the air this month? We have a few love cards going on here. Is there love in the air? Well, maybe with Venus going into Libra, Mercury going into Libra, September 23rd, the autumn equinox, the sun going into Libra, and then on the 28th, there's the new moon in Libra, all in the 11th house. Could some of you be finding love in a group of friends, or with a new team in work, or a new gang of people, new bunch of people that you start hanging out with, or socializing with, or even studying with? Is there love there? I feel for some of you there could be. There could be. Is there a change in dynamic in a relationship for those of you already in a relationship? I also think so. I think for some of you that an existing relationship could begin to get even more loving, maybe even more serious in some ways. So, Sagittarius, let's work our magic here and go over to your big grand overview. Ta-da! Okay, so we open up with this guy and you're saying, what? Surely this isn't good news when we open up the card with the reading with the devil. What's going on? What's going on? This is a Capricorn card. Maybe some of you have a sun, moon or ascendant in Capricorn who's acting as a positive catalyst for you this month, because they're beside the card of success, being recognized, somebody celebrating you, rewarding you, saying job well done. Yeah, so it could be an actual physical Capricorn or a boss or a key figure right at the start of the month saying, I like what you're doing. I love your work, love what you're doing. So that's very positive. But this is also Saturn. This is also Capricorn. Saturn is in Capricorn at the moment in your second house of money, of self-esteem, value, worth. And he's saying, you've taken something very, very seriously. You've taken your work seriously, or your commitment to finding new work, your commitment to organizing something in your life. You've taken it very, very seriously. And I'm going to reward you for that this month. You are getting a reward. If some of you are doing something, like you're producing something, a blog, a vlog, producing a book, a course, something that you're writing, something that you're presenting out there, something that maybe you're selling to the public, presenting to the public. I think the hard work, you've given it 100%. The hard work absolutely pays off. There is a success. There is a success. And I'm also going to say this. If you've been really pushing with an authority figure, that could be like lawyers, doctors, government officials, police officials, anything like that, university officials. If you've been really pushing something that you really want somebody to hear, take this seriously. I need you to take this seriously. I feel right at the start of the month, it's a win. It's a win. Your point gets pushed across. You've presented something in a very responsible way, in a very mature way, a dependable way. It's not wishy-washy, it's not kind of half-assed. You've done a good job, and you've convinced somebody that the work that you've put into this deserves some sort of acclaim or reward, and you get it. And certainly the universe seems to be acknowledging you too. But you don't seem to stop there, Sagittarius, because you're saying, I like the taste of this. I like that feeling when I'm getting a little bit of success coming into my life. I know sometimes I have to work. I know sometimes it's not easy. I get it. But I do also like that there's a bit of coin at the end of this, or some reward or some achievement at the end of this, when I push with something, when I'm determined to go far with something, and when I'm serious somewhat about making something happen for me in my life. I see the rewards that come from that, and I want more of that. So I see you here, excuse me, moving again, slowly and steadily, one foot in front of the other, sure-footed, saying, I am going to keep ploughing on. I'm going to keep pushing on. I'm going to keep making something happen. I'm going to keep building on this. I'm determined. I'm committed. I'll be consistent. I know this is my direction. I know it might take a bit of time for me to get it completely organized. I know it might take a bit of time for me to get it all set into place, but I am determined. I feel that with you, Sagittarius, this thing of, I'm determined. Nobody's going to get in my way. I'm going to make it happen. So that for me is something very strongly to do with a money situation or your career situation. Maybe even a home business, opening up your own business, leaving one career and starting another one. It's like, I am determined to get to where I need to be. And where do you need to be? You need to be somewhere that you're more passionate about, that you're more connected with. Say if it's to do with your career. It's like, I need to start taking this really seriously. Maybe I don't like the career choices I've been making. Maybe I don't like where I'm working or what I'm doing. I need to move really slowly, solidly and steadily, consistently towards doing something that I absolutely love. Now this is a Cancerian card. Cancer is in your North Node of Destiny in the 8th house. And for some of you, I really do believe it's that side business. Something that you're very, very, very passionate about, something that you've deep feeling for, it means something to you, you're connected to it, it comes naturally to you in some way, and you can maybe make a side business of it and make some maybe serious money out of it, or get some level of serious acclaim from this. It's like, I mean business, I can make this happen, and you will. Now, on another note, we don't often talk about love here, Sagittarius, but I see some of you being approached this month by somebody who's very, very earthy. Sun, Moon, or Ascendant in Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. Somebody really appealing to your passions. Somebody who's quite magnetic, and somebody who kind of brings a little bit of zap of kind of spark of interest in you. And I feel it could be coming from a Cancerian, but I strongly feel that there's earth energy here. So Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, maybe even Cancer. It's like, let's go for this. Let's do this. Somebody, it's either you or this other person. It's like, let's go with this. Let's build upon this. Let's move with this. Because there seems to be very, very, very deep passion between you and this other person. And what I feel, maybe it's from them, a determination to open up more, a determination to fall in love. It's like, I will not stop until I win this person's heart, because I feel that there is some kind of zap, some very strong connection between you and somebody here. And, excuse me, and I feel that there's a strong love thing happening. Now that's maybe for the singles who are interested in love, but also for those of you in a relationship, there's a real feeling of the two of you saying, look, let's build on this, let's build something, let's make something, let's bring our passions back to life, but keep them alive, keep exploring, keep going with it, keep digging with it, keep bringing it. So there's something very long-lasting and enduring here, which makes me wonder, are some of you thinking of making a real solid commitment with somebody that you love, like an engagement, a wedding, buying a house together, moving in together? It's like, it's time to get serious here. Let's make a real commitment. Maybe let's think about starting a family even. Let's at least talk about it. There's a deep love here, I see. A deep connection and a deep passion between you and your partner, or for the singles, between you and somebody else. As I said, strongly feeling the earth signs and the Cancerian energy here. But here we go, mid-month. This is you doing your very, very best to keep everything under control, because you are, I feel you're handling new money. And for some of you, it could be a promotion or a step up the career ladder. Something is opening. It's like a door is opening for you. And it's like you're weighing it up, saying, can I do this? Can I balance my money? If I take that new opportunity, it will mean that I'm going somewhere in my future. But it will also mean I'll have to juggle a few things around. I'll have to play with my money a bit. I'll have to figure out how I can cope with this financially. But I see that you're saying, I think I can do this. I think I can actually step into my future and be positive about that step forward. So that's really good. Now, for some of you, there could be a an Aquarius sun, moon, or ascendant, as acting as a catalyst to help you somewhat balance something new. Aquarius usually have some very, very good ideas, and you're very good. You can communicate very well with Aquarius. So maybe some brainstorming with an Aquarius sun, moon, or ascendant might show you how you can manage something, maybe to do with your career or your money. But they seem to be able to give you some very good advice on something that you seem to be very unsure about. They tell you in their own unique, weird way, because they see things from a total other way. And they might just hit upon something and you might say, I never thought of that. I'll try that. So Aquarius could be acting as a catalyst to get you to think of something new that you've never thought of before. That's definitely beneficial for your future. Now, I also see some of you maybe trying to handle Aquarian energy with care, trying to handle it, trying to balance it. Maybe there's a certain delicacy that's needed here, or a certain, how do I approach them? How do I handle them? How do I deal with them? But no doubt you'll be able to figure it out. I know you will, in a month where you're in control and have all the power. Like the Emperor says, this is Mars, and Mars is in Virgo in the 10th house this month, talking about power, being in the hot seat. But you'll notice with this card, he's not Mars, the fighty one, the one on the battlefield that's spilling blood. He's the one who's already won. He's sitting in his throne, and what's he doing? Maintaining, which is very 10th house energy too. It's like, I have it, now how do I keep it? How do I maintain it? How do I manage it? How do I organize it? So, for me, it's two things, maybe three things. It's a new opportunity coming with work. It's a new opportunity to do something that you love, that you can do in your future. So maybe a hobby or something. But it's something that makes you very, very happy. And I feel for some of you, it could be a new union with somebody, to do something that's very future oriented, a future business or something. But for me, it's a lot to do with love. I have to say, I wasn't expecting that when I started the reading, because the energy is all about taking control of things and so on like that. But maybe with Saturn going direct in the 2nd house, it's a lot of energy of self-love, seeing a new value in yourself again, and being open to love. And I think some of you are really feeling that passion this month. There's a lot of passion here for new connections with people, new love, self-love. But definitely there's the feeling of wanting to hang out with somebody new, wanting to join forces with somebody new, wanting to bond with somebody new, wanting to fall in love with somebody new, or wanting to make more of the existing connection that you have. And I feel you're driving it. You're full of passion this month, Sagittarius. I mean, you're full of passion most times, but this time it's heat. It's on. It's full on passion. I mean, it's full on. Because you're controlling the situation and you're being very progressive about it. It's like, if it's new love or an existing love, it's like, look, we're not going to be like feathers in the wind here. We're not just going to see how it plays out or kind of go along with business as usual. We've got to get serious on something here. I love you and it's obvious that you love me. So let's make something of this. Let's commit to something. Let's dive in and do something. But that's long-lasting and enduring. That's a testament to our love. That proves somewhat that we have it written in stone. We love each other. We're united with each other. We're in a business maybe with each other. We're going to commit to something together in the future with each other. We're going to make it happen. So there's that real feeling of you are definitely working the magic on making something happen. People can't say no to you, it seems, this month. Really, Sagittarius. And we're coming towards the end of the month. They're okay. On a literal level, this is very often the card of choices of, well, where do I go next? And the sun shining on it. I think there's something very positive coming your way this month to do with your career, your money, or the next big step that you have to take in your life. Something great is happening. And you see, it seems you've lots of choices. It's like suddenly, from out of nowhere, there's more choices than ever. Maybe you felt there were no choices up until now. Now maybe it's the Aquarius Sun, Moon, or Ascendant that gives you this radical new brainstorming idea of where you can go, that you don't have to stay stuck. But the sun is shining here, and this is a Gemini card. Maybe the sun is shining on a Gemini Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. It seems you have your choice of lovers this month, singles. But the choice here is to be happy in love. I definitely see for the couples and the singles, there is real happiness coming. And the sun is shining on new unions, be it business, family, a handshake over something because you've taken control over it. You've convinced somebody that you mean business and they take you seriously. And the sun is shining on this union. The sun is shining on a new union. Wow. And hello, the next card. The world. This changes everything. It changes everything. You're walking out of what could have been a period of real chaos, maybe a very, very, very difficult period, and moving slowly, towards letting something go and starting all over again. It's like, I don't mind that something disappears out of my life because it means that there's a fresh start. I don't mind that an ex slowly disappears out of my life because it's obvious there's a new start. I don't mind that the career slowly disappears out of my life because I see my future and there's a new start, and I recognize that there are other people there. I get the feeling for some of you it's like a big invitation from a bunch of people to step into something more. Like a bunch of people might work in a very progressive field and they might be saying, Sagittarius, you'd be great if you were over here. You've got all the right skills and talents. Come and join us. Or there's so many opportunities, I feel, with you to leave the old behind once and for all. Leave it behind. I strongly feel too, there's a real moment of leave the past behind. You don't live there anymore. You don't belong there anymore. Let it go. You're in the present now. You don't have to carry maybe some stuff from the past anymore. It's time. Everything has its time and place. And don't feel one bit guilty or sad about letting somebody go, letting something go, letting a situation go, because this is part of your progression. This is part of you moving into the next phase of your life. In some cases with this card, it's about psychological patterns, breaking childhood patterns with the full moon in Pisces this month in the 4th house. It's like, I don't have to labor under those patterns anymore. They can go. I don't have to be fixed and stuck into being the person that I always thought I had to be. Maybe I can be a bit freer in my life. Maybe I do have more choices. And maybe I can make more of my future. And I can do it without carrying maybe things from the past, carrying deadwood, carrying remorse, grief, sadness, maybe in some cases. Maybe in some cases it is time to let go of something that you've held on to for too long, that has been a source of grief or sadness for you, Sagittarius. Because you've places to go, and you've a lot of people supporting you this month. I mean, the Sun, the Star, the Lovers, the Emperor, and you've got these two heavy weights, Saturn and Pluto, in your second house of making new unions with things that give you more energy, people that give you life. And that's your new benchmark. Does it give me life? Does this career give me life? Does this relationship give me life? Does this future plan give me life? If it does, then I know the heavyweights will back me up all the way. Because they always want me to win. They always want me to succeed. And if they get tricky with me and heavy with me, they're only ever trying to point me in the right direction. And that's almost all, like, that's what I need to understand. The world isn't hard, tough, heavy, or something we have to endure. When we make the most of what we have, and like 10th house energy there, when we put a lot of effort into cultivating something positive in all aspects of our life, then we see that it gets rewarded. And then we see how we can work our magic, and how we actually see the results of that magic. I love it, Sagittarius. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Magical month for you, where there's so much happening, and love, lots of love. Enjoy that. Now, my gorgeous, you know that these are just the general energies. You know that by now. You know to come to the deep read, the VIMEO readings for all the details in Virgo season, where it's all about the details. We talk about your relationships, for those of you in a relationship. Singles, can you work your magic this month and bring some magic to your love life? Maybe so. With your money and your career, big strong emphasis on your career this month. Family and friends, yeah, strong emphasis on both there too. We open all those themes right up, and anything else that we haven't spoken about here, and we dig right in the deep read. It's linked down there, as I said, down there in the description box. Click the link, come along, my love, and if you want to, we can go through it together and find out what the details are. So I'm going to leave it at that, my beauty, and I'm going to leave you with all my love, as always, and a great big kiss. 2 kisses, one for luck and one for love. Mwah, mwah. Until next month, my gorgeous. Bye.